gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about the Refer a Friend bonus trap. So a lot of the veteran drivers already know this, but there are a lot of newer dashers in the gig economy, and one of my subscribers emailed me about this because they are really pushing to get new drivers on the platform by any means necessary. BC, thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. But with that said, I want to go over what BC is saying about the situation, how it actually is for Doordash drivers, whether you're new or whether you're a veteran driver, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. It's a trap. Please don't share link. In my market, DD raised the referral bonus to $1,200 and then dropped it to $200. We are getting promotional emails to refer drivers and notifications from the app as well. Unless they have changed things with DD, you used to not get the referral bonus if the referred dasher lived in another market. They don't tell you they can deactivate you for fraud for sharing your link and keep all your money you have earned but haven't cashed out yet. Okay, usually when the referral bonus is high, they're really looking for more drivers in your area, so it seems more enticing to want to do it. But BC's absolutely right. In fact, your driver Mike was actually deactivated for referral fraud. All he did was include his referral link in the description of his videos, which at the time wasn't against terms of service, but not too long after he did it, it became against TOS. There's a lot of details that go into the Refer a Friend program as a whole. I made a video talking all about it. I will leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. But yeah, that Refer a Friend bonus doesn't work if that driver lived in another market, so that was a neg right off the bat. They could deactivate you for referral fraud just for sharing your link, which makes no sense. And this is a newer thing, but they can end up withholding the money you have currently earned on Doordash because they suspect fraud. But there is an interesting point that is being said but not said here. Doordash is really pushing to get new drivers on the platform. I have been seeing ads for become a new dasher on YouTube, on TikTok. I've been seeing it through other advertisements. They are really going all out to try to get new drivers on the platform, and they're using any and every marketing tactic in the book. Now, I can't prove it at this time, but there is a pattern that I'm noticing with Doordash, and this is completely theoretical, but I do want to state my opinion on this so that way you can be protected in the seemingly near future. First of all, the fact that they're trying to get new drivers on the platform means that they're getting ready to evict some of the older ones. Doordash has been known to start mass deactivations and purge drivers that are intelligent enough to know, and usually those are veteran drivers. If you seem like an intelligent driver, you have become a liability to Doordash. New drivers are profitable to Doordash because they will take any and every order, and they don't know better yet. They don't know to develop that community for themselves. They don't know how to actually maximize the profits on Doordash, whereas a veteran driver learns all that and is now a liability on the platform. So they will look for ways to deactivate you without having a good reason to do so. Oh, there's a referral fraud notice on your account. Oh, we noticed there's a violation here. Oh, I'm sorry, this was a huge glitch. A bunch of drivers got deactivated. We're doing everything we can to reactivate the other drivers that were deactivated. Meanwhile, they did not reactivate anybody because that's the kind of lying scum that they are. It's honestly embarrassing that a company like this can get away with the stuff they do simply because, well, they're Doordash. We're independent contractors and we can't fight back. They have an arbitration agreement in the contract, and not a lot of people were smart enough to opt out of arbitration. I'm hoping that one day we'll have drivers that actually do their research on this stuff before ending up going into Doordash, but I sincerely doubt it. Doordash is the gateway app, so unless you're a seasoned gig worker, you're not gonna know to like opt out of arbitration to make sure sure that you're solely protected on the platforms and that you're going to do everything in your power to do the right thing by people, because we all know these companies couldn't give a rip about us. So let's talk about some ways to protect yourself as a new driver and a veteran driver. Yes, opting out of arbitration's a thing, but for a lot of veteran drivers, that ship has sailed, because you have to do that in the first 30 days after getting onto the platform. If you're that fresh in the gig economy, make sure you go to opt-out at Doordash.com. Tell them that you want to opt out of arbitration and make sure that you are not part of it, because you don't want to go through arbitration if you do need to take legal action against it. But that's for a different video. Next is that you gotta diversify your gig portfolio. It is wise for all parties involved that you choose not to be solely dependent on one singular app. Start a side hustle that could eventually be your long-term goal, because let's face the reality, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's not the goal. It's not because of the industry we're in. A lot of people make really good money in the food service industry. It's the fact that these companies are really scummy and they're hard to trust. The accounts that we operate on are so fragile, we could be deactivated tomorrow and they don't need to give a good reason why. Most of the time, they'll just say a violation, or they will look for any false information to claim you're at fault, but in reality, you aren't at fault at all. And finally, any app or any job, really, this isn't even a gig app thing, this is a job thing, that requires you to physically be there to do everything is not good long term. Here's the thing. Let's say you get hurt one day. Let's say you can't work for some reason. You're retired and your body's just at that point, or you get into a car accident, heaven forbid, or there's some reason you need to leave where you are to go visit a family member who's moved on to the next world, or moving on to the next world, or whatever that looks like for them. For every day you're not working is a day you're not making money. So you need to develop a system for yourself, whether it's renting a home or renting real estate or stocks or whatever, something that is an income independent of your activity. Heaven forbid something happened to you in the future to where you can't be active on these gig apps. It is irresponsible to not have something so that way you're at least staying afloat. I talk a lot about YouTube because it's the fastest growing small business model out there right now. But at the same time, it could be a lot of different things. Just figure out what that looks like for you, so that way one day if you can't work, you can at least still have an income coming in. Develop a 3 to 6 months emergency fund, so that way in the event that you do get deactivated from Doordash, heaven forbid, you at least have something to fall back on, so that way you can figure out what your next move is, if you even need a next move. Maybe you already set up everything else, but have that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Leaning towards the 6 month wouldn't be a bad idea, especially since we operate on a variable income. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about recent events and the referral friend program that we haven't discussed in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that everyone is prepared for anything that may or may not come up in the near future on DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub, so that way we are all protected ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!